And I'm going to go into family now and the role of a black man in the family. For a long time, we have, I guess, had decided that, a black man is king and he can do whatever he wants in the family. And I don't think there's a problem there. I think you definitely can be king in your family. I think that you have to look at what type of king you are in your family. The role of a black man definitely lends to the king title. I think when you look back in history, in the religious books, they show a level of work ethic, pride, and being an example is very important to your kingship. So I'm going to use those things to say that when we take on the role in our families today, we need to have those qualities. We need to have those understandings, and we need to have the ability to apply those qualities and understandings, to what we're doing is very important. So you can be king in your family, but you can't be king without being teacher. You can't be king without being financially stable. You can't be king without having morals and values that are beyond those underneath you. It's very important that you understand your example of your morals and values will affect your children and generations to come. So it's important that king in family means what it's supposed to mean, in that you as a black man take on that and be the king you're supposed to be. It is okay that you made plenty of mistakes. It is okay that your life is terrible. That's okay. But it's not okay that you're not changing that you're not flipping that script, that you're not getting yourself in a position to be better and do better. That's not okay. It's not okay to cry all day. It's okay to cry. It's not okay to be sad all day. It's okay to be sad. It's not okay to think you're not creating those emotions when you are. That's not okay. So if you're going to be king and you're going to take on the role in the family, and you want to protect and grow your family, the first thing you're going to have to look at is yourself to see if you have the qualities and values of a king, if you have the morals that you need, and if you have the strength to be a king. That is what is most important in family. The rest of it is relative. You're going to be a person that loves and that cherishes their family if you are better and you are being better. So I think the most important thing for the role of a black man in the family is to check himself and see if he actually really is living up to the moniker of king in his family, and not just deciding that it's okay for a few things to go on. It's okay that we're not doing everything that we're supposed to be doing. When it comes down to being a king, you have to manage it all. You have to be responsible for the entire kingdom. You have to make sure your kingdom is straight. You have to make sure they're eating. You have to make sure they're surviving. If they die, you die. And we see that with a lot of kings who decided not to take on the role of taking care of their kids. They're basically dying inside. So if you want to live, forget all the mistakes and all the things in the past that has happened that you have not gotten an opportunity to fix. Start fixing them today. Start right now. Start with yourself and move from there to your wife or spouse or baby mama, if you want to call it that. And you, as a king, don't take no for an answer. You explain that you're fixing it. You're trying to fix it. You're going to need everybody to be in their position and find out how those roles will benefit the health and the wealth of your family. That's very important. Now, we touched on the next subject, which is religion. Religion is a subject that is a very touchy subject, especially for black men. But we're only going to talk about the role of religion and a black man in the community. Okay, so when you look at religion, you are looking at an opportunity for a person to have greater understanding about the universe. Okay, you're looking at a person having the ability to see someone being better than them, higher than them, greater than them. You're looking at a person who is willing to give something of themselves in order that they can become something better. You're looking at the energy and effort and support and knowledge and wisdom that is necessary to be all the things you want to be in life. So when it comes to religion and the role of a black man, it is super important, because you can talk to your friends about whatever you want to talk to your friends about. But that is a different conversation than when you talk to God. Because when you talk to God and you hear him talking back to you, that changes everything. When you talk to your friends, you see them talking back to you, right? When you talk to God, you hear him talking back to you. And when we hear something, when we actually hear something, then we start listening. So if religion is not in the role of a black man in the community, then when he goes out in the community to reach and teach something, he will teach something that is negative or something that is bad and say it's okay. And it's not really his fault, because his problem is he has not given something of himself to be something better, and he has not learned what this universe really has in it, what negativity is out there. He doesn't understand the dangers of the negative behavior. He doesn't have any idea the destructive behavior is against God. So he continues his plight of doing things that are wrong. And in essence, you find out later, wait a minute, now that person's dead, that person's dead, that person's dead. You could say there is no God, but you can look at life, see how people were living and the things that they did in that life, and say, something's happening, because that person did all these things and thought they were going to get away with them. And in the end, those things came back on that person. And remember, we're set up already. God already set it up. He's omnipotent. That's all knowing. So he doesn't have to do day-to-day tasks like a human being. Everything's already set up. He's already given you, imparting knowledge in you every day, imparting love in you every day. He's waiting on you to start to realize, in order for me to be taking on my role as a black man in the community and really be out here helping people, I need to have God in my life so that I may be stronger when it comes to the moral things and to the teachings that I'm giving out in the community. It's very important. Now, I know that's above some people, it offends some people. It is what it is. But the reality is, it's set up already. You go down the road you want to go down. There's already something at the end of that road. And that road has at the end of it, what's at the end of it. You might not be able to see what's at the end of it, but God already put it there. So when you go down that road and you do the things you want to do, at the end of that road, you say, oh, it was death, cancer, disease, hatred, pain, all these things at the end of those roads. And guess what? You're not the first one and you're not the last one to go down the road. If you want to avoid the road and also be able to be the black man in our community that you need to be, you need to look to God for help. You need to go to church, take your family to church, and let God teach and reach the family the way that he needs to in order for you to be blessed as an entire family. And after that, you will have the best situation for being able to help and be an example to the community as a black man. And that's very important.